Coming up on If It Were Mini, I'm working on mini versions of Claude Monet's studio and kitchen. And a bit of his gardens. And setting up a Christmas in Connecticut, or two. First, Monet. I was inspired by the pop-up book A Walk in Monet's Garden, so I decided to do some rooms to display with it. This is essentially my mood board for the project. His house has a lot of blue and white tiles. I'll be recreating the kitchen and a lot of tiles. It also has a lot of copper pans that you saw. So I made some from Align containers, and I made a little soap dish too. And I decided to just go ahead and let a couple of them look a little bit like cast iron. I actually went and got some copper paint right before I recorded this because I think they look a little too gold and not copper enough. And I also need some landscaping. So I'm trying to use what I have around. My lavender isn't blooming yet, but I did ask for another lavender plant for Mother's Day. And then I'll be creating Monet's studio as well. I ordered some wicker furniture, you can see here, and I'll age it to look a little bit more like his. And that's about as far as I've gotten with that. If only I could just set up little vignettes like this all over the house and call it good. That would be nice. I'm also planning to recreate the set from the 1945 movie Christmas in Connecticut. It's popular because of its old stone farmhouse with oversized architecture. That will be fun to recreate in miniature. Oversized miniature. A nice commenter here on the channel suggested I try it, and I like the idea because this oversized window looks a lot like Monet's oversized window. So I'm hoping to use the same window for both productions. For reference, Monet was 5'9", so you can see that's a pretty tall window. I've been experimenting with making chintz fabric for the chairs with napkins and Mod Podge. I kind of like it on the blue and white ribbon better, so that's going to take a little thought what it's going to look like in the end. But here's an idea of how it looks so far. And speaking of Christmas in Connecticut, I wanted to have one last fling with my I Love Lucy set and work on a Christmas video for it. I learned how to decorate it from their Christmas episode. The I Love Lucy Christmas show originally aired on December 24th, 1956. It's considered a bit of a lost episode because it wasn't included in their syndication packages. So I've been busy making stockings. And wrapping presents. And making mini bongos out of copper parts, different tapes, and some paper clips, so that I could put them under the tree for little Vicki. So stay tuned for that video later this year. And meanwhile, over on my website, If It Were Mine, I show the 1879 Washington Schoolhouse in Fort Wayne, Indiana, with some ideas for decorating it. If it were mine. I think it would look really cute as an independent bookstore. And of course, I had to include some smaller scale ideas. And that's what's going on over here. If you're new to my minis, please consider subscribing to my channel, and you can always check out my website, ifitweremine.com. Thanks so much for watching.